Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope that you guys are able to join me for a cup of tea, and I am going to test out some new stuff that I got. I decided not to go live today because number one, I wasn't really going to be home at a time that worked for everybody. Number two, I was having a high pain day as far as my stomach was concerned. But also my kids are with their grandparents and I really just needed to take myself out. Now, taking myself out these days looks a lot different than it used to. Now it's pretty much just going to the craft store. But I found some things that I have been wanting to try out, but I'm still very new to art and calling myself an artist and things like that. So I got some, I think it was A Quiet Noticing. Their first video was talking about supplies and they mentioned Copic markers. So I picked up some colors here, and I had never heard of them prior to that video, and I went and kind of looked and I picked out, these were the colors that intrigued me. I will say that I think I'm starting to head away from my bright color palette a little bit. It could be, you know, just temporary. I go through like phases or cycles of what colors I'm drawn to at a given time. Right now I'm liking really muted and earthy tones, but with still like a bright color or a neon in there. And then I also got these acrylic inks. I've not used inks before. Funny story. I think it's alcohol inks. That was like the first time that I tried to make art was back at our apartment in Cincinnati. I tried to do an art project and I tried to do like the blowing the alcohol inks or something. I don't know, I didn't do it right and I definitely didn't open a window. I almost passed out, which is not good. Anyways, I don't know a lot about inks and all of that, but I really liked these colors together. So I want to see how they turn out on the page. I already started to swatch the markers that I got in this moleskine, my moleskine expanded, which is just the standard notebook, which is nice and chunky right now. And it bled through about 3 pages. So I have the moleskine art book here that I use for just doodling, drawing, writing down journal prompts. I mean, it's just another like catch-all notebook, but I use it for a lot more art stuff. And I thought we could do like a little swatch page together. I did start doing it and it did bleed through on the other side, but I'm not as concerned with that because I'm trying to do, I'll show you guys a little bit. But I'm trying to keep it like on one side so that I can just like experiment with different ideas and techniques and like write down intriguing words. And yeah, I just felt like I needed another space to work in. Moleskine is one of my favorite brands of notebooks, period. So that's what I had gotten, and it's from like, we got stuck in a snowstorm when we got our taxes done, so we took the kids to the bookstore and I treated myself to an art sketchbook. Okay, so this color is, it says Sand, E33. I am not a huge swatcher, by the way. It is something, ooh, I really like the way this feels though. Swatching is something that I just totally didn't get. And I still don't get for like a lot of things, but I want to be more intentional in my practice. I also want to start like doing more drawing and I like using markers. I like using simple tools and not like overcomplicating what I have to use. Apologies. Another funny story. I live in the Midwest, and that is our daily tornado siren testing system. They test our alarm every single day. Was not aware that that didn't happen yet because I've been running around. This color here, I like it. It's a lot darker than I would normally go, and I tend to stay away from maroon colors, but this one kind of went with the vibe that I was going for. I had a bright red picked out first, Cardinal R59. But I like it, and I think that it goes with the colors that I have picked out. Frost Blue. Anyways, I decided to get this instead of some of the other markers that they had because I had heard them mentioned a couple times, but also, you know, they're a little bit more expensive, like pricey than I would spend on individual markers. But Michael's had a sale, at least my Michael's did, of buy 3, get 2 free. And I love a sale. So this is B00, I think. Yeah, Frost Blue. And then I had a black and a brown picked out, and I decided to go with gray. I felt like it was a nice in-between. C7, cool gray number 7. Anyways, I was trying to pick like colors that were outside of my norm because I felt like I've been relying heavily on really striking colors and colors that like grab your attention, and that's just not really where I'm at right now. So anyways, I chose to go on an almost like an artist date today. It was mostly just a shopping trip, but it's been a few weeks since I've had some time to myself. This one's my favorite. I love pinks, but I really like, this is almost like the color of lipstick that I would wear if I wore lipstick. It actually says Lipstick Natural, EO4. This is my favorite one by far. And like I said, if I wore lipstick, this would be the color that I would pick. If you guys have read The Artist's Way, ooh, I like that. If you've read The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, I believe, she talks about going on an artist date, morning pages and the artist date as like the two methods of connecting with your creativity. And I am not able to do an artist date every week. I know she says that some people just make excuses because they don't want to do it. I would love to do an artist date every week. I literally live in the middle of nowhere. Like, I try to go for a walk once a week, but anyways, I have dedicated to the morning pages. But, and I've gone straight with those, except for a couple days for almost 3 months. And I've seen that it definitely opens up and really gets things flowing. So these are the markers that I got. But I do think that the artist date, it just isn't realistic, and it's kind of, I don't know, it kind of irked me the wrong way when she implied that like you should just not take any, like I have 2 toddlers. I'm not trying to make excuses. I would love more time. So this is the back of the page, and you can see it bled through a little bit. So I might just work on some of my thicker paper, and then if I really like something, put it in one of my moleskine notebooks, like cut it out. I do have thicker paper. I have these like little mixed media pads that I can use for things, but I am a little disappointed because I really thought that that would make the difference, but that's okay. Anyways, Julia Cameron in The Artist's Way. I think that I haven't even read the whole book. I got into the first part about the artist date and morning pages, and I stopped so that I could really figure out a way to sustainably commit to both of those things. And so far, I've only really committed to the morning pages. I do the artist date as I can when I can, but it is what it is. Okay, so I will warn you that I don't know a lot about inks. Like I said, I'm just gonna kind of drip some onto the paper and let it roll around. I really like bright yellows, but I liked this. It almost gave me like a desert sunset kind of vibe, the two colors that I picked. But I thought they would be like I'm just trying to find ways to get out of my comfort zone. I just posted the new journal that I made on Instagram today and talked about being in my comfort zone. So I wonder, oh, see? I do like the color though. Let's see. I do really like the color. This is just like the back of a Starbucks thing. We don't have a lot of coffee places. The only place I really pass taking my daughter to school is Starbucks. It's not my favorite. I'd prefer to go somewhere local, personally. But it is like some of the only humor and human interaction I get on a lot of days. So that and talking to you guys. So that color, let me see if I can, this just says yellow medium azo. Anyways, I didn't even think that I would buy acrylic inks. It's not something I generally think about, but when I got there, I ended up in an aisle that just happened to have it. So this says red oxide. I like that it kind of looks rusty. It actually kind of matches the dress that I'm wearing today. It's a little bit richer than the dress that I'm wearing, but I have noticed when I watch a lot of like mixed media videos that people tend to use the acrylic inks a lot. So if I like them, I will definitely be getting more. Okay. That is like really intense. So I found that one of the things I just have to do sometimes is like sit with a medium and just kind of get to know it a little bit on the page, because I've tried to include things in certain projects before and I've not like tested it out first. And the ADHD / like a lot of impatience has made it so that I have a hard time doing that. I want to do things now how I want them, and I want them to turn out correctly. The first time I get really mad when they don't. That sounds like really snobbish almost. But so I'm curious how this would lay. I also don't wait for things to dry very much. I could probably get one of those like heat gun things people use, but I don't know. I try to take it slow on the supplies. I'm trying to declutter. Okay, so this has more of like a transparent, but I really like how that lays over that. That's a cool effect. I've been using these little scraps and stuff a lot in my journals, and when I've been stitching those collages. So it's really fun to just use those for the spreading, and then they have like a totally organic, funky look to them. So there's that. That's just on mixed media paper. I'm not going to use it like actually in my book. I think not directly anyways. But I want to try. I don't know if you guys watch a lot of TV. I've actually toned down the amount of TV that I watch a lot, but I did see that Shadow and Bone on Netflix has new episodes, so that is what that and cleaning my office is what I am gonna do for the rest of my evening. And just make art and be happy. Okay. I don't really think that it's meant for like, I don't really think that I could make designs really with it, but anyways, I mentioned in my post today, you guys, that I can try, if you are available tomorrow morning, I can go live tomorrow morning. It would be very early for my time, so it probably wouldn't work for anybody because you'd have to like probably get up. I have to pick up my kids at 9:30 in the morning and then take them like to visit with my family. So I really like the yellow, especially with that orange. I'm just gonna cover it all up. Why not, right? I feel like this would be really fun to use like my fine liner over to like draw something. And have this be like the coloring in the background. Anyways, my emotions are like pretty hefty today, so I decided to not go live and go do some stuff just for me instead, and I really needed it and it worked wonders. I don't know if going live tomorrow morning would work for anybody, but if it would, you can let me know. If not, then I will try again next weekend, but it would be in the evening probably, unless my kids end up off somewhere. And that is just for your sake because it gets rather loud in our house. I think that's all I am going to do today. Let me know in the comments, you guys. Let me know if you use acrylic inks, what your favorite markers are to play with. If you have any good like actual journal recommendations for really, or sketchbook recommendations for really heavy bleed markers like that. I don't know if I would, maybe the next time I have to get a sketchbook, I would get one. I'm definitely going to use the rest of this one first. But I am interested if anybody like knows of any offhand. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. I hope you have a lovely Saturday, or day, whatever time you are watching this, and have some tea and relax, and I will see you next time. Bye.